Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with the Ford GT, and I'm going to talk to you about that obnoxious sprint right at the end of the Ford Performance Cup, requiring you to hit a 1.02 time in the 100, 0 to 100. Now, that is a difficult one for many people. 1.029, 1.028 is what I'm seeing. Let me show you how I do it. But also, as a reminder, you should not finish this last performance cup if you don't have to, mainly because you will lose access to those crates once you finish. And there's no reason for you to finish because it doesn't really give you any other rewards. All right, so let's take a look at the car. First of all, your Ford should be fully maxed, meaning all fusions, all stage 6. Not to say that some people may not be able to accomplish this missing one or two fusions, but I'm almost guarantee you there's no chance you'll accomplish this if you're missing stage 6s. Secondly, the tune itself is very simplistic. 5.5, 5.0. The only debate is whether you want to leave the tire at 0 or up to 25 or 26. You can take a look at the dyno differences. It all falls under the target number. That's the first step. Here it looks like it's a lot better, but it's not necessarily easier to drive. For some reason, somewhere in the middle seems to be the sweet spot for me. So it'll say 0.997. It'll try to do 0.997, but how you get it is going to be the trick. This is the part I think a lot of people are struggling with because it is really, really ridiculously quick. And you really can't think about it too much when you're doing this. You really have to just practice and plan it and then just do it. And that is the key here. What I would suggest you to do and what I need to explain to you for you to understand to accomplish this sprint, you must not shift into 6. You need to get into 5th on nitrous, but stop at 5th. That means you're only doing shift to 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So literally what you should do is launch the car late or perfect, and then mash the button 1, 2, 3, 4. Both buttons, if necessary, as quick as you're physically able to do it, but not tap it a 5th time. Because if you go into 6, you're not getting it. All right, let me see if I can kind of do what I'm saying I'm going to do here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay, literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Just tap as quick as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're done. Now, generally, you'll find that it'll push you close to the result, if not the actual result. The key here again is I beat the necessary time. Not the best I've done. I've done better than this. But that 1, 2, 3, 4 will stop you from going 5 and shifting into 6. Here I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because people don't count. They will do that, and I'll show you what the difference in the result is. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, actually 6 in my case because I over tapped. So I tapped as fast as I can, and I got into 7th. Now look at the time. Much slower. That is the common mistake I'm seeing when people are trying for this sprint. You must not go past 5th. You want the car to literally top out at 5th and hit that red line and get that sprint, and you're done. Don't get into 5th or 6th gear or 7th gear as I've just done. Again, I'm going to duplicate that first run once again to show you there's no magic to it. It's just counting 1, 2, 3, 4 as fast as you can and doing the same thing with your fingers as quick as you're knocking out those numbers. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Notice the RPMs didn't really even get all the way here because I'm tapping through the first 4 so fast. It doesn't really hurt you. It'll still get you very close to that number. Sometimes it'll be a little bit slower than the target, but generally it'll get you close or in on the target. That was very close to being bad because I might have tapped too quick on the first 2 taps. Eventually what you want to reach is a steady rhythm that is quick and consistent for those 4 shifts. 1, 2, 3, 4. But with understand that you're doing it within a second, so you have to tap really fast. If you mess up, don't worry, just keep trying. There's another caveat to this, which I'm explaining after this try. Okay, that time I counted mentally. I didn't even have to say it. I've done this practice so many times trying to get this thing through for my various accounts. I pretty much have it down, but you don't want to shift past fifths. Now, that was a much better run because it's a more even spread of my taps. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, but it was not too quick in the beginning, too slow in the back. Regardless, another thing you need to understand, your car can only perform as well as your device is able to react to your taps. So on some older phones, you just may not be able to hit this. I hate to say this, but that's the reality. On some of the older Android phones I've tested this car on, I simply cannot accomplish the same results as I can do on my computer or on my Google Pixel. So Pixel 2 actually, but regardless, the good phones with a decent screen reaction time will allow you to accomplish this. If you don't have that, you may use the same technique and still fail. So that, unfortunately, I can't help you with. Maybe at some point when you upgrade a phone, you'll get this done. But again, this sprint, I don't think is one that you really have to accomplish that badly, because it's not one of those sprints that's needed for an event that gives you a car, right? All you're doing now is finishing the Performance Cup period, but why do you want to finish? I actually stopped at this particular challenge, and I've been collecting Ford Fusions ever since, and it's great. My account that I didn't finish the performance event on, because of having the Fusion availability, I now have all my Fords pretty much loaded up with Fusions. Unlike the account where I did finish it all, now I'm scratching my head, why did I do it? So keep that in mind as well. You may not want to actually beat this challenge. You could just leave it and keep collecting the free crates. All right, so that was the Sprint Challenge with the Ford GT. The Purple Star GT I've done a video on before, and also the Heritage Edition tunes completely differently for the Sprint, and its Sprint Challenge is a lot easier too, but not easier for the car. The difficulty is still the same. It's just that because that car will never hit a 0.9, the actual event challenge for the Heritage GT 66, I think it's a 1.2 something for this sprint. But that's actually extremely difficult as well. So I hope this was helpful to you. I know I keep seeing people posting about this question, so I figure I'll make a detailed video explaining how I do it and how I accomplish that 4 shifts without going into the 5th shift to make sure that the car gets under that 1.028 or 1.029 time that you need for the 0 to 100. Thank you for watching this video. Again, I hope this was helpful to you. Feel free to leave comments if you have any questions as to the way I did it, or you're struggling in some way and maybe I can give you other type of advice. I'll be happy to do so. I really hope that you do get through the event if that's your goal, but again, you don't have to. As always, if you want to get notifications when I put up new videos, please subscribe to the channel so you get those notifications. This way, when I put these out, you can check them out right away. If it's helpful to you, it is. If it's not, you can skip the video. As always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.